Second item where we need to make progress and is regarding the type of chemistry we are using from a chemical engineering standpoint in the pharma industry. Is most of the time is batch chemistry. So there are already move in this direction, but I think there is a lot to do, and probably there is synergy between the first item regarding catalytic reactions and flow chemistry, by grafting some catalyst on the surface of microreactors. The third topic is regarding biocatalysis. Biocatalysis also is not new, but there are several transformations which are of interest, of being developed with enzymes which are not done by screening, but which can be designed ex nihilo. And last point is regarding synthetic biology, and this point is regarding how to make small molecule using gene-engineered microorganism. But all these items will be more detailed by Joe. The second topic is regarding training, because you have, this morning, you have seen that for pharmacoepidemiology and pharmacovigilance, there was a full program of training which has been set up, and to what we saw, it seems to be successful. We intend to do the same regarding sustainable chemistry, because today, if we have chemists at the bench level who are using flask, a round flask, and they have no microreactor on the bench, for sure they are not going to develop flow chemistry for pharmaceutical industry. So we need to have this kind of training program to be set up. Regarding now the pre-competitive nature, there was some, I would say, IP discussion this morning. So the purpose is not to work on target of the pharmaceutical industry, because we will be in competition between Joe and I at the first step, but more on the tools which are made available for the people developing processes. And today, we are relying on the university to do so, and all the companies are more or less using the similar type of reaction when they are looking to make those APIs or drug substance. We are all, GSK and us are contributing also to other collaboration, like the Green Chemistry Institute Pharmaceutical Roundtable in US, and we know by experience that this kind of collaboration is possible. It's only in this case between pharmaceutical partners or pharmaceutical and company providing fine chemicals intermediates. But we know that we can exchange a lot of things between us on a non-competitive field. And we need, and of course, the education of the future generation of chemists is of non-competitive nature. Regarding the expected impact on the R&D process in the pharma industry, probably, maybe if it is not the first intent, but this synthetic biology, I am pretty sure it will be a way to reach targets which are not achievable today with the state of the art of chemistry and biotech. So we need to, it will probably trigger some modification in the R&D process. It will also ease the access to quantities of API or drug substance for clinical trials. At the beginning of development, the pharmaceutical companies sometimes are struggling for making the first kilo with methods or synthesis which are really difficult to scale up, even if we know that most of the product won't reach the market, but it will ease the process. It will also foster the development of eco-efficient processes for new drugs. and with a better efficiency, mass efficiency. And what I was seeing is that at a point in time in the development of a pharmaceutical drug substance or a product in development, we need to freeze the synthetic route we will use for filing. And the best choice we made at this level is the better it will be for the product. And of course, it will improve the broader application of enzymatic and biological processes. So regarding the architecture of the project, so the FPIA consortium is proposing work packages of interest. The first one is more dedicated to ensure that we have targeted the right area of focus, and as said, Hugh, it can be, I would say, tuned with the academia consortium. And then, in fact, when we have agreed on this area of focus, each work package will address the sustainability gaps. And the third item is educational program. So we expect from the applicant consortium to address the research objective and to make key contribution in synergy with FPIA consortium.